Yo, 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 what up, though? What it do? What's happening? This your boy, Doughboy, coming back with another reaction video, you feel me? Um, today it is 5 things that won't work anymore in college football 27 with EricRayweather. My boy always coming through with the Madden and the college football news, you feel me? Hopefully this shit getting into ways to stop cheese. When I see this title, I think of stuff like things that won't work anymore, like when you press the triangle button and it don't bring up defensive settings no more. You gotta do L1, PS5, LB if you on Xbox, you feel me? So, about to just go ahead and see what bro talking about. I ain't finna keep on yapping.
You've been playing either of the past 2 college football games, whether that be 25 or 26, there's a good chance some of your favorite strategies are about to stop working. And that might not necessarily be a bad thing depending on who you are, but if you use these strategies we talk about, you're going to want to start getting in the habit of learning some different things. Because after reading through all of their gameplay changes and playing the game early, they're really trying to get rid of some of the stuff players have been abusing. Whether it's rolling out every play or spamming the same concepts over and over, College Football 27 looks like it's trying to force players to actually play more football. Now obviously we need to play it for a long
Definitely gonna be more of a chess match is what I'm getting already. Time to flex that IQ. Like a person like me, I'm cool on offense. I can adjust on offense. Yeah, I do get comfortable into my patterns, but it ain't shit to adapt and adjust. My problem is defense. So I know we're gonna be having a whole lot of ways to adjust in our chess matches, but I'm gonna have to do some homework personally with all of these changes and more ways to adjust. I know I struggle with the Wildcat packages, and I'm gonna have to find a way to do my adjustments. I know we got quick adjustments in here. You can save your quick adjustments or whatever. I'm the type of person that's gonna have to do some homework and learn.
period of time when it comes out to know how effective these changes will be, but based on what EA is saying and based on what I've played, the 5 things I'm about to go over should be significantly weaker in College Football 27. And we're starting with one of the biggest things that annoys probably most of the player base, and that is rollout cheese. If you've played college football or even Madden over the years, you've seen it. You call the perfect defense, everything seems like it's covered for the most part, at least to the best of your ability, but then the quarterback rolls 20 yards to the right, they run backwards.
That rollout cheese definitely do get annoying. I didn't experience much. I didn't experience that much personally in my 5th year dynasty, but when I was in the 1-star dynasty, I felt like that shit was overly dragged out. Like down there, every other player, or if not everybody I played, was doing a lot of that rollout cheesing. It is what it is. You gotta adjust. You feel me? It's part of a game. If it's there, they gonna use it. Me, I ain't the type of person that's gonna do that shit. But hey, to each his own.
Around for 5, 6, 7 seconds, and then somehow somebody magically gets open, or they playmaker somebody open. It's been one of the most frustrating parts of defending in recent football games. And EA seems very aware of this, especially the lead gameplay dev Scott O'Gallagher, because he added a ton of defensive changes this year to help with stuff like this. They've added things like plaster logic. They make zone defenders look for work a lot more. We've got smarter match coverage and more coaching adjustments than ever, so you can set your defense up to help better defend against people that like to roll out and let the play break down over and over. In really simple terms, defenders are...
I ain't gonna lie. It took me a minute to start using the adjustments that we already had in 25 and 26. That's why I'm trying to take it more serious with the 27 when it comes to adjustments. Like, I personally want to learn this shit, because once I did start using the adjustments that we got in 26, like adjusting my depths in my drop zone coverage, bro, it was like a whole new world, you know? So I definitely am gonna start trying to learn and pick up on these. If it's stuff that I end up finding out that work for me, I might fuck around and even share it with y'all. But you know, I ain't the guy for them type of videos.
Guard grass nearly as much
as of now.
when the play breaks down. Instead of sitting in empty zones while the quarterback scrambles around, they're supposed to actively find receivers and attach themselves to threats, especially on the back end. And you could see it in some of the clips here from my early gameplay videos, especially if you use your plaster logic settings and put them on aggressive in your coaching adjustments. As soon as a play breaks down, the backside coverage will do a better job at trying to match on and play man-to-man to those backside receiving threats, which is going to make it a lot harder for people to roll out and hit a receiver as the play breaks down. And for years, this was one of the easiest ways to generate offense without actually having to read the defense. You would just kind of try to survive long enough, let the play break down, and just hit somebody on a busted play. And that's honestly the most annoying way to give up yards. But now if you call the right defense, theoretically, it should be a lot harder to do this. I'm not saying you're never going to be able to make broken plays happen. I mean, that should happen sometimes, but you shouldn't be able to live down to down like this anymore. And if you thought that was annoying, the next one is probably just as annoying, and it's quick snapping. And this one might surprise some people because technically quick snapping itself isn't getting nerfed, but the reason people quick snap could be. One of the biggest additions this year, and honestly in the entire history of EA football games, is the new custom
Okay, let me explain. I'm not overly egregious with my quick snap, but I do know when to get that shit off. Buddy, we in a close game. Buddy over here obviously making adjustments on defense in game. Why wouldn't I try to hurry up and get my shit off? Like, you feel me? I mean, I just feel like that's part of the game though. But I feel like he about to go into now you got the ability to save your adjustments on defense so you can quickly get your shit up. Fair. Make this chess match even, you feel me? Make our chess matches as even as possible. Mano, we stand toe to toe in that field and we go heads up. Only one of us gonna walk away, but at the end of the day, it was fair. Give us that opportunity for it to be fair.
Feature. Instead of making 15 defensive adjustments every single play, players can now save adjustment packages and apply them instantly. You can create custom defensive answers, custom offensive answers, pre-built coverage checks, pre-built protection calls, pretty much anything you can think of, and you can do this in your settings menu. And then when you're on the field, you can activate any of these preset adjustments with just 2 button clicks. So think about how many times you've seen somebody rush to the line because they know their opponent is trying to set up a bunch of adjustments on defense. That advantage may not exist nearly as much anymore if you take advantage of this new feature. If you on the defense can get into your look much faster, the offense loses one of its biggest weapons, the quick snap. So then the game becomes less about trying to catch your opponent off guard while they're in the middle of an adjustment and more about whether your play can actually beat their adjustment. So if I have a preset adjustment on defense for somebody that just loves to call a certain bunch play, I can just check into that immediately when I see that they're coming out in bunch, and I can have my defense instantly set up to stop the most popular tactics out of that formation.
Exactly what I was saying, you feel me? Like with me, I can't stop the Wildcat sometimes. When I eventually figure out how, I'm gonna say them adjustments. I see a motherfucker bring a freshman in that I've been struggling against for the last 4 years to stop the Wildcat package and that quarterback. He bring him in and want to score 5 touchdowns against me. I'm stopping that shit. That shit over with. Wisconsin.
But it's not even just completely about custom adjustments. There's other things that factor into this, like the fact that quick adjusting in general has been made a lot easier this year. It takes less button clicks to make a certain adjustment than it did last year. Or say I'm playing someone that just loves to spam underneath routes. They just want to break the huddle, get to the line, snap the ball as quick as possible, and just throw things like quick drags or quick dump downs to the running back. Well, with things like the new aggressive and conservative coverage feature, in 2 button clicks, I can set my entire defense to aggressive, and so if someone just wants to dump it down really quick all game and try to quick snap me, 2 button clicks, I have my whole defense on aggressive, and it's going to clamp down on all those routes they want to abuse.
I like that. So instead of having to wait till when you pick plays to have to adjust the depths of your hook curls and your curl flats, you can just press a couple of buttons in game. See, that's where that quick snap shit came in. That, you feel me? If somebody got their depth set at a different at like 10-15 yards and you just hitting them on them drags and unders, if you quick snap, you taking away their ability to adjust play to play, giving them the ability to adjust in game. Make this shit fair. Even though I'm a quick snapper myself, make this shit fair, man.
And that brings us to number 3, which is kind of similar to this in a way, but that is spamming the same plays. And I know a lot of people are happy to hear this, and let me be the first to tell you, there's still going to be some good players that know how to spam plays. But across the board, your average player is not going to be able to do this anymore if you take advantage of the new defensive adjustments. And this is really the one I'm most interested to test, but based on all the stuff I've played so far and reading over what EA has given us this year, we should have all the tools to stop somebody from spamming 1 to 2 plays a lot more this year than any other year that this series has existed. Because EA put a lot of work into having smarter
Nah, me personally, I want to say that I'm a same play spammer, because I'm not one that's gonna look up the meta. I'm not going on YouTube to see which playbooks is the best. Man, fuck all of that. I want to play how I want to play, and I got a layout in my mind. You feel me? We're gonna have some pro. We're gonna run some 13 personnel, 12. We're gonna definitely come empty backfield some plays. Like I mix up how I want to mix up. But with all of that said, I do get comfortable sometimes. I do have as humans do, I do have a habit of going through a rotation of the same plays. You feel me? If they gonna force me to flex my IQ and I ain't gonna have no choice, then shit, let's play ball, baby. But the only thing that I worry about with that is, what about our people who just casual players? You feel me? I think of somebody like my brother. Is he gonna want to have to do the homework that I'm gonna do? Is he gonna want to have to think about this shit like I'm thinking about it as we play? Is this overthinking gonna take the fun away? It's just, I don't know. I'm a little curious. I'm ready to see how it's gonna feel though.
this year. Not just smarter defenders, but smarter football. They're adding more checks against things like bunch and trips formations, which you can access inside of your coaching adjustments. Yes, this is higher level stuff technically inside your coaching adjustments, but if you learn what does what, and trust me, plenty of people on YouTube will be breaking this stuff down when the game drops. If you run up against somebody that just has 1 or 2 meta plays in their bag and that's it, a couple of coaching adjustments should be able to shut this down completely. And all these coverage adjustments are specifically designed to attack modern route combinations that players love to use. Now again, let's be honest, people are always going to find some kind of money plays. They're going to find ways around some things, but basically the game is going to be a lot smarter and deeper than it's ever been. So it's going to be harder for your average player to just spam 1 to 2 plays over and over and over if you put the time in to learn how to actually shut it down on defense. In the past, you could kind of have the answers on defense, but the coverage lacking the smarts that it does now would still sometimes hold you back. This year, that should be a lot less of an issue.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there. If you want to finish the video, like I said, EricRayweather, right? 5 things that won't work anymore, right? We're gonna have some homework to do. We're gonna have our opportunities to adjust. We're gonna have our opportunities to make things fair. Will they get rid of the cheese entirely? It's impossible. It's a fucking game. No, somebody always gonna find something. But is they gonna give us that opportunity to fight back? You feel me? You think you a man with that gun in your hand? No. You gotta throw it with them shoulders, you feel? Let me go ahead. This your boy Dope. I'm up out of here, man. Go ahead, like, subscribe, hype, all that good shit. I'm out.